Hello! So long, Bowser. Thank you so much for playing my game.
What, gamers? Bro found his go live button. Crazy thing to say when I went live yesterday, bro. I went live yesterday. What do you mean he found his go live button? Where were you during yesterday's stream? What up, what up? We got more Warden chat. We got more Warden. Bibaba. When are they playing? Bibaba and Warden are going to be playing right now. Anyone care what color they get? Bibaba says he doesn't mind. Warden played the last game on blue, but that was because Vady wanted orange. I don't know if Warden cares or not. Hey, it's Dog Fear. You want blue? All right, sick. By the way, 87 Bruce on YouTube. How you use your Twitch Prime sub is as follows. Well, it's simply a bad example because I think I sub to him regularly. I don't sub to Gear. You hit the subscribe button, and then you should have a check mark here that says Prime subscription will be available. Mine's not available. I have to wait till August 14th. I would check it. This becomes free. Subscribe. That's how it's done. That is how it's done. All right. Ready to go. Best of 5. No need to wait any longer. Do you use your Prime on your own channel? It's not allowed, unfortunately. I think, who did I Prime sub to this time? The key to getting my Prime sub is being live when I realize it's ready. That is the #1 best way to get my Prime sub. So, you know, sometimes it'll go to someone I maybe don't necessarily watch a ton, but they were live at the right time, right place. Chat, here we go. It's Warden versus Bibaba. You guys know we absolutely had to get Warden back on stream, the 14-year-old Saudi player who had a heck of a debut in his last game yesterday. And now he's going up against another top 100 1v1er and up-and-coming player in Bibaba. Both players who would probably play in a next-gen tournament if I ever do it. I am thinking about doing it, but I haven't collected the names yet in my mind to really see who would be playing. But Bibaba, who I believe is 16 years old, let me go ahead and look him up on Wikipedia real quick, is also somebody who would be in that. No, 15 years old. Bibaba, 15 years old. Warden, 14 years old. And was a very exciting player when we watched him against Vady in his last match. We've seen Bibaba a few times. He hasn't really had as much success in 1s. 2s and 3s has been a stronger game mode for him in general, but I do believe he's been putting in at least a little bit of work into 1s. I don't know if he got his 1s rating up specifically for RLCS 1s before playing in it, or if he's actually gotten it up later, because it is decently high right now. I want to say in the 50-ish range. So, you know, you'll often find RLCS caliber players, you know, not even playing any 1s at all, and not being able to even get into the top 100 if they don't focus on it. So Bibaba being there shows he's put in his effort for 1s, but Warden is going to snipe the top left to make it 1-1. Warden, you know, I need to think a little bit harder about who Warden is playing with for RLCS 3s. Chat, can you guys say off the top of your head? I feel like I've seen Warden playing, but maybe I'm making that up. Bibaba, though, recently playing with Raziers and the other guy. wait, what was that team? I'm trying to remember. I don't know if that's the team for the LCQ, but in the last split, I believe Raziers was playing alongside Bibaba and their third, who escapes my mind right now. Apparently, I can only ever remember 2 players on each team. Because I'm frequently having to refer to the other guy. Bibaba going to win this straight into the corner and into the net. That was the problem. Was it Tox? It might have been Tox. I mean, I should have been able to figure that out if that's true. Warden dominated Vady on the kickoffs big time. Vady struggled to really get into the series ever because his kickoff was so rough. Bibaba's shown already that he can hang in the kickoff department. Receivers with Joyo and Radosin. Yeah. I knew Receivers wasn't still with that same squad. I don't know who Bibaba played in the LCQ. I like to say I keep, pretty up to date when it comes to RLCS 3's teams and whatnot, but I feel like the LCQ is opportunity for everyone to have an excuse. Like, it just so much changes all at once. It's hard to keep track who's playing with who, as Bibaba's going to read this potential DS challenge from Warden off the back wall and just eat it up to make it 3-3. Warden, I mean, this is crazy how many of these we're seeing. So many kickoff wins directly into the side wall that then resulted in a goal. I think I needed to watch Bibaba. I feel like that was more of a Bibaba mistake than necessarily was Warden playing so well. Bibaba was with motion and oh my goodness, Warden absolutely sailed an open net flick over the top when it felt very available. Bibaba is going to toss one towards net and make it 4-4. Warden really fast. Snap down on his wave dash kickoff. Just barely got enough on that to tap it up in the air and not just be a complete whiff, but it's still not a good play as it allows Bibaba to get back and shoot it on target. Warden resets over the top and make it 5-5. These guys have been trading back and forth. No strong lead either way. Kickoffs have equalized and pushed leads to 1, but no one creating any separation here in this game, number 1. I'm Amalok, saving the 6 months prime. Appreciate you. No TTS during the show matches. And unfortunately, I'm not going to try. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to try and say Rocket League like Shadow does. But Bibaba says, focus on me. A little triple flip reset, and he uses the last one to backflip through and bump Warden in order to lock in his 6th goal. You guys do not need to type W reaction when I commentate to the games. It's just called streaming. Okay? It's all good. Bibaba, wait a second here. Passed to himself off the ground. Bibaba trying to be patient as he sees Warden shadowed away. Not really forcing him to go quickly. Does get the boost to respawn underneath him as Warden backs off. What will Bibaba go for? Air dribble reset, top shelf, crossbar down and out. He's been able to control the game in a way that Vady wasn't doing either. He is in control of possession and being able to dictate what happens on the field, whereas in the first 3 games we've seen of Warden on his way to sweeping, he was just in free play. He was fully in control of the ball at all times. Warden delayed potential flick, but instead just went for an empty jump. Now he's taking this ball aggressively into his back corner and trying to outpace Bibaba. He has done so. Looking for a redirect off the side wall. Did he put enough heat on it? No. Bibaba makes a save. And that did offer up possession. Important possession to give away with a minute left to go. Up 1. Oh my goodness. What a 50 from Bibaba, who backs away and guarantees this gets guided inside the post for what is a very rare, if not maybe the only, 2-goal lead in the entire game so far. Bibaba demoed now at the midfield. Warden dashing his way back to the sidewall. Looking up. A recovering Bibaba. He needs to hit this full field air dribble if he wants to bring it back, or at the very least he needs Bibaba to put himself out of position, which he did do. Great punishment here to make it 6-7 as Bibaba wanted to stop the full field air dribble. We saw that work for him earlier as he was able to dunk and take away the ball. This time Warden recognizes that, goes to the ground, and then launches the ball forward in order to get himself within one. We've seen a ton of quick kickoffs too, so why not one right here to equalize and give us an OT and gain number 1. Warden again sees Bibaba up high, so heads back down to the ground. He'll start his air dribble a second time. Bibaba did get bumped, but I think made the play before he was in trouble. And Warden, don't blame him for turning in. Zap dash recovery, trying to stay on top of the ball. Really needed to steal it away in the final seconds if you wanted to stand a chance in gain number 1, but it does seem like Bibaba gonna stop Warden's game win streak by stopping him here in game 1. Looking to be a bit of a better matchup for the fellow youngster in this best of 5. Do we rotate? I remember to do it this time, so we can. Last time I forgot. Let's rotate, why not? Warden's game win streak was at 3 because he swept Beatty, but last show match he played was a debut. So, 1-0. Oh, now Bibaba's not joining. He decided to go grab some water when he noticed Warden wasn't in the game. Lagging? New server or need to wait? I did notice it looked like he was lagging. Okay. Game number 2! Warden and Bibaba. Talking about reactions that Farm views as Warden passed himself off the ceiling. Willie trying to get a bump. He thought Bibaba was going to jump, so he double jumped to go up with him and take him out, but he timed that just a little bit early. The last YouTube video, I was talking to Dr. Feer. I posted it as a first video in a while. For those of you who've been watching the show match, this is the last time it happened was before the 1v1 events. Then we did the 1v1 events over a couple weeks, and then had maybe a week break after that. So it was maybe like 3 weeks. One of the longest times we had between videos. So we posted our last show match. Nice musty save by Warden. And it wasn't performing too well, and I said, watch, Dr. Feer. I hate that I have to do this, but I'm going to increase the performance of this video. And I took the thumbnail, which is the same thing every single time. Oh, Bibaba, reset. Oh my goodness, who cares? I'll tell you in a second. Because Bibaba wants to score in style to open this up. Look at the musty carry. Reset. Double Bibaba is on the board to make it 1-0. But as I was saying, I showed Dr. Feer how to get more views. I said, I'm just going to blur out Warden's name. It's literally everything exactly the same. But I'm just going to blur out his name, and it's going to do it 10 times better. And I hate that I was right. So if this video also has Warden's name blurred out, just know it's because my hand was forced, okay? It's just the game. It's the YouTube game. I tried not to have my hand forced. Is Warden the new Dark? You know what? You just found out my next title. Wait a second. I could blur his name, sure. But why didn't I think the next Dark? Somebody give that guy rights to the channel. Reset wave dash. Warden on the board. LCQ tomorrow, guys, I will not be live for because I'm going to be on the main stream. So you'll see me there. It's Mina LCQ tomorrow. I let them know. I was like, I think, you know, if there was a specialty region for me, it'd probably be Mina. And they threw me on the Mina stream. And I'll be live for Sam, EU, NA in the following days. Warden, can he keep this in the air? Should he want to keep this in the air is maybe another question. Bibaba, ooh, the ground musty is good enough. Needed just a bit of extra speed. And he gets it there. Warden zap dashed his way out of position. Warden didn't get the clean wave dash recovery kickoff. And therefore, oh my goodness, wasn't able to score. And now Bibaba up 4-1. Bibaba coming into this game much lower rated on the leaderboard compared to Warden, who is number 14 right now and was looking truly untouchable. Having a bit of a tougher time here with Bibaba as he needs to find his footing and get going before this game 2 slips away. Warden very aggressive here to flip in. Up! Oh! I held my breath for a second because I wasn't sure if he was cooking something that I was unaware of. But no, he just blasted it into his own net. The flip before going into that was fairly aggressive. And then, man, the back pass to himself was definitely aggressive. Warden actually almost got enough movement to get that in. And even though he didn't, he put it far enough back on Bibaba's car that the save is bad. And that's how much, you know, movement you need in order to try and get past somebody. Rada better than Zen. Rada he's always offline on Steam. I think he plays more than his Steam suggests he does because he's been offline for like many weeks, it says. So something tells me that's not true, but it does make it hard to see if he wants to play more matches. Warden didn't get the resets. Probably needed to. We'll make it back to the midfield. Bibaba trying to play a little bit no-nonsense punishments for Warden's rotations back. And can he get this flick? Warden always goes for it, is what I'm noticing. He's going for it whenever he can. Even if it's maybe not the best decision, which, to be fair, yesterday, it was always the best decision because everything he did was working just a little bit too far out to be able to side flip that in. But here against Bibaba, it's been a lot more questionable at times. Speaking of questions, yes, Vacanus. Warden not quite able to fully punish a midfield slip up from Bibaba. But he has a reset now, and he's just holding on to it, baiting Bibaba. How Bibaba stayed so patient. I don't blame Warden. He was dribbling that close to the back wall, which means Bibaba can challenge it. And Warden should probably expect a challenge, and ultimately Bibaba never did. Great save from Bibaba. The defense has been clean here. Warden recovers back, though. Still has a chance as he takes this one off the back wall. No way he brings this to net. Angle is not good. Just needs to survive the demo attempts. Maybe if he can get a boost steal or undercut. Oh, or demo, that'll do. Needs to get it to net fairly quickly, but that shouldn't be an issue for Warden, as he is now within 1 with 40 seconds. Why come not Rada? That was your question. The question I just answered, that was your question that you forced me to address. Bibaba in control. These final 30 seconds, although he is going to back off. This is going to be a strong flick, but it's going to cost all the boost and momentum of Warden. Ooh, not the best save. Air roll around. Bibaba gets just a touch. That's all he needed. Pre-flip bump. Shot on target is in. Warden has equalized just in time. Can be so tense, even when both players have no boost. Just barely clips the tail end of Bibaba's car. Please stop saying W reaction every time I just commentate the game. It's just commentating. Oh my goodness! Bibaba, I don't know what he did on the kickoff, but he got demoed. Warden probably should have scored here. He just threw the game. No, he didn't. We're fine. Wait. Warden, off the back wall. Reset, flick. Oh my goodness! There will be no overtime. Warden has other plans. Air dribble across the length of the field doesn't go in, but a wave dash into a quick jump and flick makes it 6-5. Warden steals the game. W reaction in game number 2 from Warden. These reactions are insane. Amazing reactions. You guys, when you guys watch RLCS and the guys commentate the game, is that what you're saying every time? Wow, amazing reactions. W reactions. Anonymous gifter. They've gifted over to ponies. No, we don't have TTS on. Owen, for good reason. We do not need that SpongeBob TTS right now. Cookie Crisp. They've got 31 months, tier 1. Warden getting classically booted out like many Middle Eastern players do for some reason. You may not be aware, but reaction streamers are all the rage now. So should I title my YouTube videos Feer reacting to Warden versus Bibaba show match? Do you not think that if I did that, the viewers would be a little bit confused? They would be thinking that I'm reacting to someone else's show match. Warden delay kickoff. Gonna pay off. Does Warden stream on Twitch is a good question. Oh, Warden maybe could have scored there if he had converted that flip a little bit better. Bibaba has no flip, but Warden might believe he does. Bibaba somehow got a brick wall 50 using his flip and is going to be able to score off this. He just kept this ball glued in by flipping right as Warden challenges. Warden getting Moxie kickoffed. Getting bumped away on the wave dash. Bibaba just turning directly into the player. How I reacted to the next dark, you won't believe what happened. Stick around to the end. Like and subscribe. You know, why do the streamers just say it? Why can't they just add it to the title? Like and subscribe at the end of every single title. Warden catching a demo. I think he was trying to both pinch the ball towards net and get a perfect recovery to follow it up. Didn't get that. Should be able to get back to this one, though. Baba gave it right back away. He chose to respawn here in this corner, but flicked it out of his control. Bibaba wins possession, low 50s. Takes the lead here in game number 3. Are bots back? You know, I've seen the occasional tweet about people playing a bot here and there. They're not fully back, is what I'll say. You know, maybe people who have been a little bit more in tune. I get the sense that a couple are sneaking in, but are maybe also being dealt with, you know, obviously way faster than they were once being dealt with when they just infested the entire ranked system. Warden backing up, just letting Bibaba challenge off the ceiling if he wants to. He'll try another dribble, this time with a late recovering Bibaba because he waited it out, but Bibaba makes that save. Isn't able to counter, though. Warden wanted to get a demo or to take Bibaba off the ball. Wasn't able to. Now won't have boost either. Trying to pre-flip into the corner. Doesn't make connection, so it's going to be a freebie. Chat, I think we might need to do copy pastas. They've become a cancer to the stream. Oh, Bibaba was trying to be careful there. Imagine I'm a new viewer trying to watch the show match, enjoy it, have fun, talk about the players, but somebody types a 500 character copy pasta that's the exact same message as the person before them and the last 20 people before them that drowns out my chat. Warden, no reset, totally scammed, but you know who believed it? Bibaba. If Bibaba could see that indicator, he would be a lot less scared of this potential musty because Warden did not have that flip. Did I see Red Mob being toxic against Nupo? Not our Red Mob. I refuse to believe it. Although I absolutely believe that Red Mob was typing in a ranked game, that's for sure. Don't have to convince me of that. Bibaba undercutting Warden. Can he bring this back to net? Is he going to try to? He is going to play good keep away. And Warden is going to make that good enough. Wait a second. Bibaba found a way to not score that while getting as close as possible. Warden actually has the reset this time, and he'll use it this time. So you better back off. This is the respect that Bibaba had before for a musty that clearly has some power. Warden, kick off straight off the side wall. Front flip kickoff. We actually saw this from the MENA Grand Final. Lupo and TRK, I believe it was. Maybe Waswix got out early. I believe it was just Nupo TRK doing a ton of front flip kickoffing on the straight kickoff. Just kind of arriving there late with a slight delay naturally. Bibaba, Pogo, what was your plan? If you're not going to Pogo shot, he must have been trying to do a Pogo shot. It looked like he was trying to do a dark-like Pogo and boost his way back up, but doing it while he had, 4 boosts. I think he picked up a pad as he Pogoed, but still wasn't going to be enough. Warden. Wave dash demo 7-4. This is the first game. I love that horse dash celebration. That we've really even had a bit of separation at the end. It feels like it's been so close. Bibaba is now the one who has to try and find a bit of offense to keep the waning seconds interesting. Warden pinching this away. So Bibaba will have control. He's going to go on the ground straight towards net. Now he takes up into the air. Gets it over Warden, but does get bumped. It's not going to matter. Able to take enough heat off of it that it will fall in. Warden, big kickoff win, but ambitious on the follow-up. Tried to jump up in the air and redirect it. Left the net open, and if Bibaba had sniped that bottom right corner, Warden was not going to be able to recover. One more chance. Will it be a bump? It's going to be a reset. Crossbar down and out. Not a bad final attempt. Could have given him one last chance on the kickoff, but just barely missed. Now they're just free playing for fun. Warden is going to win 2 games in a row after dropping the first. Cleaned up his act here a little bit, and we'll send it to game 4. Up 1. Thank you for the Prime, Scarly Sloth. Big up Warden. First time seeing them, and they're a joy to watch. Yeah, Warden is fun. For sure. Let's go to Utopia. You should do 2 games of marbles each stream and let 2 Fear chatters 1v1 on stream. Can we just make every 2-digit number the 6-7 emote, like, and subscribe? No. Game number 4. Warden. Oh, the double fake kickoff. And they both arrive back at the ball at the same time. And it's unclear who's going to get the real advantage. Looks like it's going to be Bababa, though. Bababa able to get 2 touches in a row without being contested, and that's going to be enough. Delay kickoff. Gets Bababa demoed. Warden. Power slide cutting and heading to the left side of the field. Air dribble. It's going to be a pogo from Warden, and a backflip is in! Warden will score off the pogo bounce. Something we do not see very often. Is this the new Dark? Fear reacting to the new Dark. Backflip off the pogo beats Bababa. Warden catches the demo, lets the ball catch up to him, and wave dashes it on target. Did you watch Ludwig's lessons at the Streamer U? They're really informative. Yes. Yeah, I've followed Ludwig before, and especially now where I'm trying to like dip into some non-Rocket League stuff as well. And so, ooh, Bababa try to go past himself off the ceiling down to the ground. They're very interesting. A lot of his advice, I'd say, I kind of already followed in the first place. But very informative stuff. Warden up high. No follow-up, so it's a wide open net given to Bababa. You should make a movie, like, and subscribe. That copy pasta has just deterred 10 different viewers from becoming a fan of the stream. Thank you. Warden, pre-flip. No follow-up. Can't get too fancy here. Bababa is absolutely neck and neck with him here. Oof. Warden dashing past the corner. That's why Fear doesn't stream unless he has a big plan. I've talked about streaming in the first place. It's a lesson I learned myself in terms of just making sure you have something good for the stream. Because I used to stream ranked. My ranked gameplay, that's right. The good old days. And then I started doing show matches a little bit as well. But I would kind of do both. Sometimes I do a show match. Ooh, Warden. About to peek, and he will. Pass to himself off the ceiling. Gets the reset. Has to go low. As Bababa forces him down low. But still finds its way through. Leave it to 17 months, we'll be free. But yeah, I realized at some point, I was like, I actually just need to cut out the part where I just hit the go live button and play ranked with no plan. Because clearly it's received, you know, not as well as the show matches. Ooh, Bababa wants to get a pogo of his own, try to hit the same exact pogo backflip. So what was supposed to be only a month of converting to only show matches ever turned into years of only show matches ever. Or nice 50. Wow, how do you find a way to get that to bounce in top left? Starting with Mario. People who are watching on YouTube don't care. so we probably shouldn't talk about it. Starting with Mario, I took from Simply. I watched Simply. He plays Mario, but he would start with Tetris, a game his viewers technically wouldn't care about, but over time became attached to because they got to watch it in the intro. So have I conditioned you guys to enjoy Mario? Has it worked yet? Bibaba at 5-4. The first time chatter said, why? I'm going to assume he's saying yes, even though everyone else in chat said no. Bibaba just left this net wide open. Warden recognizing that. Warden getting resets just to try and maintain possession. He did sneak the midfield 100, and that's going to be helpful because Bibaba's going to have to back off. Warden goes up to reach it at a high height, knowing that's the only height he can get to. Or the height only he can get to is maybe a better way to say it. Run flip. Nice read at Bibaba, who just got demoed and was trying to creep forward. Warden says, no. You do that, I'm flicking this past you. Warden rocks the grass clippings boost. What is it even called? It's lawnmower boost or something, but he's also got it painted black, so it's about as invisible as possible. For a while, it was all the fad because it was decided it was super meta because your opponents can't see when you boost. And honestly, it probably should have remained popular because it is quite an advantage. But it kind of lost popularity as people decided they'd rather not listen to the grass boost, I guess, or they didn't like the way it looked. They'd rather have style than competitive advantage. And so it kind of slipped away. Warden still rocking it. And right now, rocking a 2-goal lead with 53 seconds left to go. This was an important possession here as Bibaba tried to steal corner boost. He might have won the first game, but he might not be winning anymore after that. Warden needs to be careful here. Not going to have any boost to work with. Literally exactly 3. I think Bibaba needed to keep that closer. Powering it out. Oh, wait a second. Big miss. Placement could be good enough here. And it actually wasn't, but it still worked. I feel like the placement needed to be better technically. Warden pre-jumped and then tried to get back down and couldn't. Should do Warden versus Moxie. Moxie's been farming him. Bibaba shot down. Moxie farming someone in ranked is standard behavior, right? Warden's not going to score this. He could have, but he's going to wait the 10 seconds instead. He has a 1-goal lead. He's playing keep away, double reset. He wants to secure it. Why not make it triple? Does he have one more enemy? He does! Warden! He doesn't want the open net. He wants to win in style, and there's the GGs from Bibaba. He's seen enough. Take the win, Warden. He has 2 seconds to get a pogo. Can he do it? Last time, he did not. He says, go, Bibaba. Oh, he wants to give him the pogo. It's going to end. The game's going to end if someone doesn't go. No pogos. You're going to have to settle for the, what, quintuple reset or whatever it was. GG's. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing, gamers. You were AFK? Oh, no problem. GG's. Bibaba, Warden, the both of them. So good. We got ads right now. We might have another match soon. It kind of just depends. Maybe could get one more, and then we just chain it, and then it's only rocket cars today. Otherwise, Yo, anonymous gifter with a gifted to Red Mob. Is Red Mob in the chat right now? Put me in, coach, he says. Let me see. Chat type, I can take Himaga if you want to be the one to try and beat Warden. Osoft Nupo? Maybe. Maybe. I have to see if Nupo's down. Right now, we're going to do Osoft Diaz later. Diaz is just going to play on EU servers. I just asked him, I said, hey, you want to like try and get games before you go to EU? He said, sure. I said, all right, well, you probably should play an EU player because kind of cooked all of NA already. Okay, I think you're getting put in, Red Mob. I think the coach is, in fact, putting you in. When in doubt, bring in the mob. The mob says, let me teach this youngster a lesson. I'm going to keep Warden on blue. We got a minute of ads to get out of the way. Bullying children. Red Mob says, been looking good, Warden. I can't lie. Dude, he's gassing him up. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. It has to be. How old is Red Mob again? Is Red Mob still next gen? No, he's 18, dude. Actual... What am I thinking? Wrinkly adult. That's the word I was looking for. Just so old. You just saw the Warden Bailey highlight clip on Reddit. Can't believe I missed that show match. What are they feeding these kids? Oh, people are posting my clips on Reddit. 14-year-old Saudi prodigy. Oh, somebody made a whole 2-minute highlight reel. Sheesh. I'm copy striking them as we speak. Yeah, here I am. Yep. Give me all the cash you made from this Reddit post that makes absolutely no money. All right, chat, you guys ready to game? Song ended, perfect timing. Let us game. Let us bring in the bomber. Teach these kids how it's done. I think that does mean Super Mario 64, but Mario has a huge ego. We'll probably have to wait for another day. Sorry for everyone who was waiting for that. Here we go. It's Warden versus Red Mob. Warden on a bit of a hot streak. Red Mob doesn't like to see somebody else winning on the Fear stream. He thinks that belongs just to him, and he wants to hop in to show Warden how it's done. Red Mob, I'll be honest, we haven't had him on, or we haven't had anybody on really since the RLCS 1s. And I thought going into the RLCS 1v1 tournament that I was going to have to convince everybody that Red Mob was the truth. I thought, listen, he hasn't played in these tournaments yet. People don't know what he can do. I'm going to have to convince everybody that he's the truth. And it turns out I wasn't even the #1 Red Mob fan. CJ absolutely hopped on the train and knew what Red Mob was capable of. Turns out people have been doing their homework. They had seen how he was playing in the show match scene. And then Red Mob backed it up with a top 6 as Warden gonna dash dance his way. I think Red Mob lost to Moxie and Nas, right? Were those his 2 losses? He lost to Moxie in uppers, and then I think he was given Nas in lowers, which if you lose to Moxie and Nas, I mean, what can you do? That's about as good of a result as you can ask for. And that is what Red Mob got. Now, he's going to try and see if he can slow down the up-and-coming Warden of the Middle East. Red Mob resets. Delayed flip makes it 3-1. Warden, Nice kickoff to get a second goal. His kickoff has been a problem for everybody he's played against so far. Normally, these players are pretty good at the very least not allowing, you know, direct goals, but he has clearly been able to do that. One second. Give me 10 seconds as Warden flicks to make it 3-3. I think I need to help out Dr. Feer based on this information I'm just getting. And it could potentially be time sensitive. Which is the only reason I need 30 or so seconds. One second, chat. Tell me that wasn't the sickest goal you've ever seen. Tell me that wasn't the sickest goal you've ever seen. Please. Red Mob? Resets? Okay, we went down to the ground. It wasn't a pogo. Sorry about that. L reaction. Well deserved. Well deserved. We're getting back in here. I'll just tell you, dude. I'll just freaking leak it. It looks like Dr. Feer is trying to be nice and maybe give something to her boss/coworker, and credit card was like blocking it, and so I just need to let her know it was having troubles. What I'm trying to say is we're broke and we need you right now to get 50 gifted. Otherwise, we're screwed. Warden on the air dribble. Oh my goodness, did he get 2 resets here? He just redirected the ball. I need to stay on his POV for the slow-mo. Why does it seem like... Yes, he did! Oh my goodness, he wave dashed off the ball and quickly got the shot. Just absurd gameplay from Warden. Did not mean to do that. Listen, if you are just tuning in to these pros or these players, or maybe you yourself have never watched a young gun next generation type player rise to the top, do not doubt anything they do. Do not attribute anything they do to luck. You will learn quickly that these guys are making what you think is lucky the new norm. Warden really loves to wave dash and pop the ball off of the wall that way. Or sorry, not wave dash, just to get the reset on the ball and pop it off the wall. Red Mob, will he try and take this the distance? He can barely boot. Oh, wow, great 50. It felt like a dribble that had actually gotten out of his control, and there is lag. I can pause it. He's got 144. Let me know when to unpause. Pause it before the goal replay is over. You can see he definitely has verifiably poor ping. I don't know if this updates unless the game is running, though. Has Red Mob's ping changed? Or if, while the game is paused, is it just going to say 144 forever? Okay, unpause, he says. Let's see if it gets better. Doesn't look better, to be honest. Oh, green. Okay. All right, hopefully better now. Warden unable to defend that air dribble. Attributes it to lag. Scoreboard would verify he was in fact lagging. Interesting shots from Red Mob, and he gets it in. His 7th goal as he uses Warden in order to get a 50 that actually makes it possible for him to score. Otherwise, I don't think he's going to be able to pull that off the wall effectively. Used Warden's challenge to his advantage. Created the angle, took advantage of it, and now Warden, again, going to get a good kickoff goal. Kickoffs have been strong, and that just leaves Warden as a threat in any game. You don't have to worry about him getting completely blown out and having no way to claw back like you do if a player is maybe outmatched and has a poor kickoff. There's a very strong chance that Red Mob is favored coming into this. I would imagine predictions would favor him. They probably should, as Warden makes it 6-7. And so in those situations, when the losing player or the unfavored player gets down and doesn't have a good kickoff, you can just write them off. They're not coming back. It's just over. But Warden has a strong kickoff, and so he's always able to get back. It doesn't matter if he's maybe the underdog in the match, because he can string together a few kickoff goals in a row, and we're right back to equal. Warden popping this up high. First touch reset, flips back to the ball. Didn't get the second one. And probably would have tried to use it if he did, and I'm not sure if it would have scored. So what's interesting is I almost feel like he was better off not getting the reset, because then he could just try and play defense. Red Mob, again, another great challenge. He's using Warden to help guide the ball to the position he wants to go to. Warden. Hook shot to net is in, just ahead of Red Mob. As Red Mob side flips and takes just a slight trip away from the play out to get the 100 boost, then that's enough to get scored on. Red Mob off the ceiling. An old-fashioned ceiling shot. How often do you see these in the current ones game? I mean, you just don't see this very often. A good old-fashioned ceiling shot. Red Mob puts it up in the air, drives to the ceiling, falls off of the ceiling behind the ball, and then shoots it to the net, which is how the ceiling shots worked once upon a time. But usually, if you're going to do anything like that, it has to be a chip up high. You have to go up to the ceiling to get the reset and fall off. You can't just drive onto it to jump to it. But no, Red Mob throwing it back. I'll tell you something, this game definitely does not lack his offense. Maybe a little bit of defensive lacking. I said Warden's kickoff was good, and I feel like Red Mob's trying to prove a point or something. Because this was a close game, and now Red Mob has made it secure in the last 30 seconds by stringing together 4 straight goals, 3 of which were kickoffs, I believe. Warden at this point is just looking for momentum going into the future games. He did lose game number 1 to Bibaba as well. Was able to bring that series back. Warden, big dunk. Just throwing the ball in the net. Not going to matter. He's not going to get 3 goals. 90 streams in a row, Obscure Death. Getting close to joining the VIPs. Chat, did we give VIP to too many people? It's like, if we all have VIP, are any of us VIPs? Red Mob. Ooh, almost got it there. $12-9. Game number 1 favors the Mob. I am not going to ready up because Dr. Feer just got home. And, oh, Forbidden Temple is where I want to go. So the dogs are going to bark for like a minute or so. Might as well just run an ad while they bark. All right, dogs are done barking. Also, wife said, I don't know what you're talking about as far as credit card charge, so I'll let you guys know my identity has been stolen, and it is over for me. GG's. Game number 2. Red Mob and Warden. Red Mob in the Octane. A rarity here on the 1v1 field. But it worked for him in game number 1. Warden's flick is strong, and it's strong enough to score. If you let him get to that sweet spot, he will boom it right past you. We saw it happen earlier. Red Mob feels like he's in a good position to make the save, but it's still too much heat for even him to stop. Red Mob off the ceiling. Wave dash, and Warden just kind of flipping past the ball. I gotta go back and watch Warden POV again here. Why did this happen? Just a misread. Yeah, he just thought that he was gonna get a different bounce on that wall, and he might have been in a good position. Ooh, another double fake kickoff. This one went a Red Mob goal last time. Warden doing a much better job evading the bump pressure, having to jump quickly off of the walls to stay in control of his car, but not able to create a shot out of it. And that's kind of one of the things Red Mob is looking to do there. He doesn't necessarily need to make contact. He just needs to make Warden play awkward, and maybe he can get the ball back from him and prevent any good shot attempts. Red Mob now taking towards the right side of the net. Sailed it! Had a better recovery, though. Warden was up and was attempting to do something about his shot, and that is essential. Oh my goodness, Warden! Like I said, they're never lucky, they're just good. You don't doubt a 14-year-old mechanical prodigy. Look at this read. Chat, it is an English-only chat only because that's the only thing we can understand. Mods, you can time people out longer if they aren't getting the message. You don't need to just delete messages if people aren't getting... Ooh, the hints. And I get it. I get it. People speaking Arabic want to talk about Warden. I do not blame them. Look at this flick to the ceiling and then a read off the ground to crossbar down and in. It's ridiculous. Warden throwing this towards net, and yep, Red Mob gets punished. It looked like it might be a race to the corner boost, and so Red Mob trying to get one step ahead of it says, I'll just flip over there and steal it away. And really, Warden was probably, you know, a half second, if not even less, from pre-flipping into that corner to steal the boost. I think he would have done that had Red Mob just waited like a half second longer to flip in, and he could have gotten Warden to follow him in there, but just went a little bit too early. Warden read that, reacted to it, and scored. Warden reading a deep challenge. A little pogo for fun for the fans. Warden is already gaining fans. But here with his open nets, what does he do? A little pogo backflip just to gain a couple more. Red Mob fakes the kick up this time. The first time Warden doesn't mirror it. Warden picking up a corner. And picking up an opposite corner as well. Look at these backflip flicks to get the dribbles going. Not a lot of people are doing that. Wave dash fake. He waited as long as possible. Trying to get Red Mob to commit. Red Mob never did. Credit to him. Red Mob. Wave dash. Bump. That'll do it. Warden won't make his way back. As we just cross over the midway mark. Warden with a 2-goal lead. Felt like maybe it could snowball to a bit more, but an important goal, I would say, there to keep Red Mob absolutely in the mix. Interesting kind of stall out from Warden. Here's the thing. It wasn't a good play. It was fun to watch, this little 360 stall out thing that he did, and then he wave dashed behind the ball, and then he just kind of leaves it and lets Red Mob score. Red Mob to equalize off the wall. Wave dash shot is in. Warden drops in the nice one. He liked it. Warden thought about going down to the ground. Ultimately decides to shadow, and it's just too much. Warden chain dashing his way to the midfield 100 and then trying to return to the play with a challenge. Not going to work. So what was once a 5-2 lead looked like Warden was on the edge of running away, has now shifted completely back to Red Mob up 1. Warden double reset every last bit of his boost. It's convincing. And Red Mob falls for it. Warden sending this to the back wall. Actually, not the easiest thing to do to not just immediately jump on that as it bounces off, because Red Mob might stick around there. What a shot. Warden taking, I'd say no risk, but he is taking a little bit of risk by making sure he slams this ball in net to punish Red Mob's boost pickup. Didn't need to be that perfectly top shelf, but that is what he gets. Warden wants a post and in shot. I think it was out anyways. Red Mob going to make sure it's out and get credited with a save. Reset on the ball, down into a wave dash. Flick from Warden. Red Mob recovers. Boost grab going to be conveniently timed for the Saudi youngster. And now a pre-flip demo. Ball bouncing far away. Can he score off of it? Red Mob decides to respawn near post. All of that is no longer RNG. He gets to pick to be there. Seemed like the right decision. As Warden looked to switch the field, he'll probably pick up the 100 boost. Red Mob will back off, and Warden will get a chance in the air. With Red Mob having to wait on the ground. The soft touch from Warden. The reset, the fake! He's earned it! He has absolutely earned it to make Red Mob miss with what has been very threatening aerial gameplay, and now fakes here as he tries to secure game number 2. Warden doesn't get the double read out of the corner, but just really needs to waste like 10 more seconds, if not even that. If he gets a couple more 50s here on the goal line, get the ball out, it's over. And Red Mob tried to cut in. No choice but not to. Here's when Warden starts to freestyle usually or do something crazy. Instead, he's just going to lob the ball away. Red Mob out of the match. And maybe into the Fennec? Who knows? Are we going to get the pogo here? Yes, we are. Because we didn't get it earlier. Warden gives it to us now. Game 2 to Warden in this best of 5. Can we get a waiting every time we have to wait for Warden to rejoin the lobby? There's a guy named Amnan. I think I've seen that name on the top 100. Game 3. I've been looking through the top 100, to be honest, to see if anybody's sneaking in there. Surprisingly, there was another Saudi player who I didn't recognize in the top 20 or so. For a while, you couldn't even look at the leaderboard because the bots were so rampant that you could just assume any new player botted themselves up there. But I think that's long been fixed. I think everyone there is legit now. So you never know if it's like a player you absolutely know, but they're currently switching to a, you know, alt name, so you don't recognize them when you see them on the leaderboard, or if they're actually a new player. There's at least a few of those on the leaderboard out there. Red Mob resets down to the ground, makes it 1-0. One problem is epic names. There's been more and more epic names as time goes on, and that just makes it harder. Epic names can't just be whatever the player wants, which results in like RL Mateo or whatever being Osoft. And you just would never know that unless he tells you. And so what if there's a, 10 more examples of that we just can't recognize? It can be hard. Red Mob gonna get a goal off of a fake kickoff. Borden starts an air dribble at the midfield. I'm surprised he didn't go to ground with Bibaba challenging from the ceiling. Diaz versus Osoft is still in the cards for 30 minutes from now. So after this match, we should have a Diaz versus an Osoft. Red Mob flick. Blocked. As Warden cannot wave dash his way out to the ball. Red Mob can make it 3-1. When people say in the cards, were they referring to like tarot cards or whatever? Like it's seeing the future, like it's still in the card. Is that what that phrase came from? As if chat, who the expert on all things sayings, know for sure. Came from Balatro cards, Pokemon cards, Q cards. It's in the cards. Could be Q cards. These are the important things we need to figure out right now during this match. Poker or blackjack? That doesn't really sound right though, because you say it's in the cards. Oh, maybe the phrase is more like, it just wasn't in the cards. Yeah, that probably is. Never mind. That's how it's used normally. It probably is just gambling reference. Like, it just wasn't in the cards. Like, you just got bad cards, so. Anyways, Warden makes it 2-4. Shout out to the guy who said love from Egypt earlier. I think he said it during a highlight or something. So I couldn't explicitly say thanks for sending the love. Sorry. Let it be known I don't miss a single chat ever. And if I don't read yours out specifically, it's because I hate you. Warden refusing to let any one of these games slip in either direction. Able to make it 3-4. I never miss a chat. W Key Gamer. Also, thank you for the love from Greenland. Warden dashing his way into a fancy setup with a 10-cent finish as Red Mob will get a goal. So he's not able to stay in control. Shout out Sweden. Chat, who thinks that they're in the most remote, obscure location while watching the stream today? Definitely me. Are you just going to leave us in suspense and not tell us where you are? Cleveland, Ohio. Yep, there we go. We have our winner. Bahrain. In my kitchen. I mean, your kitchen specifically is probably very, you know, low population, usually just you. Might be a good example. Point Nemo, I've never even heard of that place, so that guy might win. Gordon faking all the way to the net. I was getting faked too. I was about to call out the movie makes, but I'm like, okay, could be flick there. Oh, could be an aerial shot there. Could be 50 there. Oh, nope, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's all the way into the bottom right without touching it again. Gordon can't get another one. Red Mob. Gonna kill this into the corner. I don't know if there was a world in which he soft touches that and hook shots, but he clearly thought there wasn't because he just killed it to the corner. And this defense, he scored, so he knows what he's doing. Gordon in and out of the net, trying to get extra momentum to save it with oomph, and still wasn't able to. Baba misses this long shot. Warden correctly lets the ball bounce off the wall. No boost, though. He will have to leave. 30 seconds for him to try and bring this game back, and Red Mob just air dribbles it over the top of him in a world where players so often slow down and get resets. Sometimes a straight air dribble is all it takes. Warden got the ball into the orange half, but never really had a shot. He was really going to try and take the ball, it looked like, back all the way to his own. Doesn't really have time for that. He's out of this match. I believe that's a forfeit. Game number 3 goes to the Mob. Utopia Coliseum. Warden has never led this deep into a series. Sorry, never trailed in his long tenure of 3 matches. Did you and Johnny Boy initially agree that you would be the main new Ones commentator and streamer? Because he fully stopped that. No. When I started doing it, I thought we would both do it. Both, as I say. I don't know why Johnny has stopped. Game number 4. Warden trying to chase down this ball with a million wave dashes, but it's not going to work. He gets demoed. Red Mob gets a chance to open the scoring on Utopia Coliseum, and that's what he'll do. Gordon trying to save all 67 of his boost. Might have been a bit of a mistake in retrospect. Red Mob flick. Oh my goodness! I knew it was going to be a flick. What I didn't know is that it was going to be a 180 backflip flick, and it was going to have that much power. I thought he was going to maybe try and, 45-degree flick top left. Oh my goodness, he just packed a punch with a backflip instead. And it's 2-0 for the Mob. Red Mob gonna make it 3-0. Warden getting tested here. And I knew he would. Problem is, nowadays, you cannot win a couple games in a row without the Mob showing up in this chat, ready to try and really test you out. We need to see Killers in a one show match. Killers. I don't think we're going to see him in one show matches very often. I think it's now 2 straight years of him playing 0 show matches and just doing RLCS ones. I think it's a pretty strong trend at this point. I don't know if we're going to see him in any one show matches. Seems like he'll probably just hop in for RLCS ones, see how far he can make it, get top 6 easy because he's just that kind of guy. By the way, chat, I've been reading all the places you'll go to my son at night. It's one of his favorite ones. He hasn't, in the past week or so, he hasn't really been reading it, but we read it a lot for a while. You know what Dr. Seuss says? Famously eloquent wordsmith Dr. Seuss wrote in that book something like, and you'll do it because you're that kind of guy. I forget exactly what the phrase is, which makes it hit a little bit less hard. But the point is, he says kind of guy. And therefore, I'm actually a genius for saying kind of guy. I'm basically a poet. I think about it every time I have to read that sentence. Red Mob. Reset over the Warden challenge for 4th. What a reliable storyteller. Just Google it. Just go buy the book and read it for yourself. You'll see. Warden. Oh my goodness. Packing a punch off the wall. And he needs to, is what I was about to say. It's getting to the point where Red Mob has gained control of this series. Warden needs to be putting in a little bit of his magic here to bring back belief. Show that he can swing a punch Red Mob doesn't expect. Make him start doing something out of his comfort zone. That Warden is capable of dictating, but hasn't been doing recently, and he just watches Red Mob as Red Mob takes it the length of the field and keeps it high. To be fair, but Warden can't decide what he wants to do and just lets him dribble it in. With banner flip-flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky, ready because you're that kind of guy. Bang, that's exactly it. Do you have that book on your desk or something? Or did you just Google it? Probably just Google it. So basically, Feer is plagiarizing. Chat, is it plagiarizing if you say a word, any 2 words together that someone else has said? Warden needs to score here. He will. Oh, what a delay wave dash kickoff from Warden. Only if you make money from it? Chat, can we get a Prime? Who's the kind of guy in chat who likes to give their Twitch Prime sub to me? There is the reverse half flip kickoff from Red Mob. We were looking through segments. It's going to work out. It's going to get him a goal. Aclacio, they were the tier 1. The 18 months tier 1. Red Mob was one of the only ones who hit this kickoff. We were looking for examples of kickoffs that players use regularly in ones that, you know, inverted half flip kickoff that Dark popularized. Not actually used very much. Red Mob did use it though, and in RLCS, not just right now. Warden needs a good counter. What can he make out of this? Red Mob swinging really far wide. Warden let it go. I mean, this isn't a bad setup. Maybe he can get another one of his pops into a 50 or something nice if he doesn't just over accelerate it and put it too high. Once he's put it too high, no longer a threat at all. Red Mob, easy read off the backboard and knows Warden can't 50 it. Warden is, like I said, really strong in the kickoffs though. He's had good follow-ups even when Red Mob's faking, and therefore he's never out of it. Especially with the minute 21. Could string together a good kickoff sequence and we could be headed to game 5. Here is another kickoff in his favor. Into the air, low pop, cannot challenge from the ceiling. Warden flick just barely isn't in, but will maintain possession, I think. It's hard to say actually. Red Mob is at least gonna push it away, but no, it is gonna be a Warden air dribble. Reset around ceiling heights. Flick is strong and it's in! He just rips it past you. His defenders are waiting and ready. They know the flick is coming. They think they're in position. But Warden just sends it so strong, it doesn't matter. Now he's within 1. Another strong kickoff for Warden. I don't love... I'm bad at the game. Okay, never mind. I was back to being right. Was going to say, I don't love him forcing the issue right here and taking that early shot. He almost made it look smart, which is why I hesitated, but then the follow-up 50 wasn't good either. I think Warden could afford to slow down for a moment and look for a better shot, less likely to get countered, especially in a critical moment where he could probably hold on to possession for the last full minute if he needs to eventually get his goal. Now he needs 2, maybe he needs 3 because Red Mob has reset at top shelf. In fact, Warden's had enough. It's GG's. The Mob teaches the young gun a lesson and says, I own the stream here, and has 30 seconds to spare to show off the pogo. He's got a future, bro. Yeah, Warden looks good, man. I might want to get Warden in next gen. Warden, Bibaba. I want to get, I think, Prosy, who we saw playing in the LCQ, looked really good. Nice little pogo from the Mob to finish off. The Mob will win, though. 3-1. Shoddy pogo, but still a pogo. Still a PGP. Thanks for playing. GG's, Mob. GG's, Mob. Okay, chat. In 12 minutes, we should have Osoft versus Diaz. If we were to get 6 gifties, we could run marbles. What we're not going to do is we're not going to run our Super Mario 64 speed run that we were going to fill the time with. We filled the time instead with a great show match. Shout out the Mob. Shout out Warden. No. Delirious, thank you for the 16 months. Diaz says he is offline. Are his teammates on in game though? In private matches? Maybe he just needed a break in between scrims because his teammates are actually not in game either, or not in a private match either. But this was the time Diaz picked. So chances of it working out fairly high. Assuming there was no miscommunicaciones. Let's see. Did I talk to him on... Boulders just even the 5 gifted! Sheesh! Soma! Leave the 5 gifted! Sheesh! W10 gifted, chat. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for contributing to the stream, to helping me do this as a job. It means a lot. And how do I pay you back? With your favorite minigame, of course. Thank you, Builder Stevie. Thank you, Soba. I'm just double checking the match is still on. Playing in 9 minutes. Yeah? I wonder if a scrim ended early or something. Okay. All right, chat. We got ads. Cue it up. I'm gonna drink some water. Then we have Diaz versus Osoff. Both players have confirmed again, so we're doing it. Chat, are you out of shape if you lose your breath drinking water? Oh, it's Red Mob. I was like, what is chat talking about? Why are they saying... Oh, it's just Red Mob. You're just trying to make noise happen. Z-Stat, thank you for the 39 months tier 1. Chat, if you have a Twitch Prime right now in the next 15 seconds, you can initiate a hype train. Yes, you could do it. You could be the reason why everyone in chat is hype. All it's going to take is one subscription to the channel from a unique person whose name is not Bulger Stevie, Soba, Z-Stap, or Delirious. And it's too late, so never mind. All right, you guys ready to run this? Ah! Calculated Kitten has given you another chance. They were slightly late, but they have now made another minute of one more sub. Duke of Sims, they were at 26 months. It's everything we ever want. It's a hype train, and it's marbles. Bring out the boys. Black off. Consider yourself acknowledged.
It's time to get things started. So come on, everybody. Boys, boys, be my boy. I wanna feel your body. Boys, boys, be my boy. Tonight I'm ready, honey. Boys, boys, be my boy.
No, you're the go, Blakey.
Be my lover boy.
Kill him, Matty! They're the prime! Chat, just 2 more subs for the next level of the hype train. You might be asking yourself, but what does a hype train do for me?
And all the boys, if you wanna feel the heat, just come along and play with me. I'm just a girl who's looking for some fun. It's time to get things started. So come on, everybody. Boys, boys, be my boy. I wanna feel your body. Boys, boys, be my boy. Tonight I'm ready, honey. Boys, boys, be
They lied to you? Who's they? Orangely, Insane, Lothar Kid, Leno for the dub, Insane TO. Can he get King of the Marbles or Mom of the Marbles? No. Congratulations, Leno. Who is not here now? Oh, 2 eyes. Leno is typed twice ever with, I think, exclamation point play and let's go. W chatter. W winner. Oxygen 12. We're going to take a brief break from the hype to mourn you. Because you are being timed out for 2 weeks. There's no bigger crime one can commit than being slow in marbles. Sorry. That being said, hype train level 4!
hot summertime. Always something on my mind. A kind of magic in the air.
Did a mod get him already? Oh, it's a 0, chat. He's trying to hide. He was trying to hide with a 0 and not an O.
I'm just a girl who's looking for some fun. It's time to get things started. So come on, everybody. Boys, boys, be my boy. I wanna feel your body.
Oh, soft and Diaz.
I wanna be a lover girl.
Be my lover boy. What server? EU. That's right. Your high ping Giga Chat is back at it again. Sorry, Red Mob. Left your party. And it is because we have beef.
Always make me lose control. It feels like heaven, now I'm free.
All the boys, if you wanna feel the heat, just come along and play with me.
I'm just a girl who's looking for some fun. It's time to get things started. So come on, everybody. Boys, boys, be my boy.
Diaz, do you want to test an EU server? See if Diaz wants to test an EU server, if he just wants to rip it. Yeah, he wants to test it. Okay, let's test. Be my lover boy. The hype will continue. I can reset to 5 if it's good. I think we're just gonna have them test it out. We're trying to get a good EU server for Diaz. Cookie Crusader the Gifted! Oh, soft. I assume you are good to go. Okay, they're starting. Chat, here we go! Okay, they're testing. Are they testing? I think they're testing. Okay, ready? All right, it's no problem. Dude, I thought they were starting for a second. Diaz didn't even hit the ball, but... All right. I think we're good now. Chat, here we go for real! Diaz versus Osoft on EU Ping. I know everyone's going to ask. One day... Oh, it's Warden versus Red Mob. Whoops. One day we are going to get that on an overlay. I don't know what day it's going to happen. You know, maybe we're going to have to petitioned for it from the RL Stats API to add their ping so we can put it on the overlay. Because about 100 people are going to ask what server. And it's a very, understandable question, as I'm not going to hold the scoreboard open for the rest of the show match. But Diaz playing on EU ping to try and take down Osoft, a player who had a really exciting run through RLCS 1s. Biggest win being his best of 7 win over Zen, which he did confidently. Fully controlled the match. I was commentating it not only with Johnny Boy at one point, but also Shogun for about 10 seconds and myself for about one full game on the mainstream. So I got to watch it firsthand in the lobby, and Osoft was absolutely playing his best game. Now, Diaz doesn't have a ton of people to test his strength against in NA. That's just the reality of it. Last time he walked through RLCS 1s really without losing many games at all. Ended up beating First Killer, I think, in a 4-0 sweep in the finals. It might have been 4-1, but I think I might have accidentally been attributing him an extra game. It might have just been a straight 4-0. This time around, First Killer gave him a much better fight, but he did still emerge victorious, showing that very few can test his abilities. Although, surprisingly, one of those few people actually seemed to be one of his teammates who maybe doesn't play as much ones. Zach had a really strong performance in the ones event. And I wonder if Diaz hasn't played some games against him to stay sharp, but he has elected to be down to play on EU servers today, get some games in against Osoft, who is probably favored with this 24 to 100 ping advantage. What do you guys think, chat? Is there a prediction going on? 58% Diaz. That's fair. I mean, I could see it going either way. We've seen Diaz win on EU servers against like Rawas, against some Saudi players. Like he can go play high ping and get wins against the best players. But it is a big advantage to play on 80 less ping. And Osoft having just got a top 4 in EU, this is definitely going to be, equal. But I think I would even maybe slightly favor Osoft because it is considerable difference in ping. Will Diaz be able to, play against these kind of guys? If these guys are both on 0, I would give Diaz the edge. Just something you have to remember as you walk through the matches. Diaz is going to be on 0 at LAN. And last time we saw Diaz play on LAN, it was against Nupo in ones, and he was not playing his regular ones game. So I hope we get to see a little bit more of the normal Diaz style we're used to. And I think with the extra LAN experience he's gotten over this last year, I do expect to see a little bit more from him. Osoft bustling off Diaz before taking his dish off the back wall. Diaz power shots into the top shelf. Osoft saves it. Diaz does his best to try and recover, but Osoft is the one who gets the goal. Osoft turtle jumps up, and did that turtle actually help him potentially set up the best play? That is the question. Yes. Would this be our first time ever actually recreating a Brazil? Have we ever had a German playing a Brazilian? Oh, well, we're not going to get it today. When the score line is 7-1 in favor of the German player. Diaz, air dribble bump. I would definitely bet against it happening later in the games. And it's not going to happen in this one. Osoft, double reset, no triple, and is going to allow Diaz a freebie because of it. Osoft play PS4 or PS5 controller? I'll ask him in between next goal. Unless someone in chat already knows. Diaz Air dribble, reset, bump, did not connect, but got Osoft just far enough off his line to land on the post instead of back wall. Now Diaz reset ceiling height. It's gonna be so tough to deal with. Osoft chat wants to know PS4 or PS5 controller. 5. There you go. 5 it is. Osofts. Wave dashing behind the ball. Got Diaz to commit. Diaz panic recovered. Osoft expected that, so he waited out, but Diaz's panic recovery was actually good enough. You know, not every panic recovery is a mistake. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it is what you need to do. And it worked out for Diaz, and then with 31 boost in a dream, he just pipes a flick, top left, and brings it back within 1. Fake. Like he's heading to the right wall, instead goes left. He's probably wishing he could somehow cut this ball down to the ground after he saw the pre-jump, but not much you can do. Witters, congratulations on 100 streams in a row, but you're already a moderator, so no VIP for you. Diaz not able to get any of the physical play he's hoping for with 43 seconds left to go. Osoft with wall dashes almost created a game-securing goal. What would likely be a game-securing goal. Now instead it's Diaz the other way. Gets over the top of the bump and has a decent recovery. Wait a second. Got bumped out. Diaz cannot pick the corner boost up. Osoft is actually flipping out there and taking the midfield boost from him. And then Osoft tapping it back into his own half so he can very easily hold on to this ball. He sees Diaz jumping in the air. He's trying to keep it from getting challenged. Diaz, wait a second. Osoft took that a little bit too casually. Wait a second. Osoft, you did not secure the game yet, brother. Oh, he did. He ultimately did win it, but man, he took that just a little bit too easy and wins 6-1. He let 4 straight goals in. He was up 6-1. We were talking about a potential 7-1. And then he let 4 straight goals. Diaz, Osoft, and Forbidden Temple. Fixed. Game number 2. Is Rawas versus Zen show match ever going to happen again? Interesting question. You know, our best chance at it was probably going to be Zen and Rawas qualifying for their regions for RLCS. Neither of them qualified for their region. Rawas didn't come particularly close, to be honest. Zen definitely did. Diaz, no reset as he musty recovers. That's what I do. Can't musty for real. That's too hard. Too mechanically demanding. Musty recovering, even though it's slower than tons of other options I can do. So I'll do it on occasion. Cheating. Osoft. Leaving team. This is your healthy reminder that Diaz is on 96 ping and Osoft's on 20, and we were not going to be going back and forth. Diaz is just going to take the disadvantage, not say anything about it, just grind, and just be a humongous W per usual. Diaz camera check, seeing what he's dealing with here with Osoft. Decides to go for the power shot. Osoft a bit above the ball, though. He fixes that quickly with a little boost down. and gets a reset and makes a good shot out of it. Just really clean, to be honest, from Osoft on what did not seem like the best setup. Diaz already dribbled that so high. Not likely to be able to score it without a bump. What were you hoping exclamation point for Tira would tell you? Maybe you're just hoping it to be like exclamation point Nupo. Diaz! Gonna make it 3-1. I noticed apparently Jack is high on the ranked leaderboard. Has he been playing ones on his YouTube, chat? He might be grinding. He is in actually NA, right? He's probably in NA in preparation for NA LCQ. We might be missing out on opportunities. We can get Diaz versus apparently Jack. How come we didn't do that? How come you guys hadn't set that up for me yet? He's always high on the leaderboard? No, not always. He will drop down. There was once upon a time, the good old days. Chat, remember? Khaled, apparently Jack, trading back number 1, number 2, back and forth. Nobody else standing a chance. No one's ever heard of a bot in the game. RLCS is year long. Salt Mine just came out. Feer was still old Feer. Diaz is cooking Osoft right now. He's trying to get a 7-1 back the other way on Forbidden Temple. Reset. Look at the camera check too from Diaz. Diaz gonna back away. If this follows the trend of last game, we'll now see 4 straight goals. Wait, no! We're so close. Redemption for Brazil! They've done it. They've been waiting for this moment. Diaz, the Brazilian, up 7-1 on Osoft, the German. Diaz gonna make it 8-1. He is just cruising right now. He is trying to make a point about me saying Osoft might be slightly favored with the ping advantage. He says, Feer, since when have I ever cared about ping? When has it ever affected my gameplay? Osoft still trying to get something going here. Interesting double reset. It actually gets read by Diaz, and that's very likely a GG's. I mean, this is, you know, the lead 9-1 mixed with that good of a shot just getting casually saved and countered probably leads to a GG's, and it does in fact lead to a GG's. I've highlighted my message 3 times. This is the 4th. Congrats. I will not be doing the LCQ tomorrow because I'm going to be on the main stream. So no stream from me tomorrow. I'm on the main stream. And then I'll do LCQs for all the other days. Will you please read your original message? Is it the one that was like super long and about like Rawas versus... Yeah, no, sorry. That one is too much. Game number 3. Who do I think is winning the MENA LCQ? R8 has to be the favorite. Stallions... Maybe co-favorites, like either one of them winning is very reasonable. With DOS being your dark horse and nobody else really having a chance. Osoft has matched his scoring outputs of the previous game, the first 10 seconds of this one, old Feer would have read it. Okay, bro. Diaz trying to go over the top of Osoft. Not able to. Picks up a corner 100. Trying to get this out ahead. Osoft ceiling challenge. Intercepts. And it seemed like he was maybe thinking about a power shot, but then realized he wasn't going to get it, and it just had nothing to do with zero boost, so he just taps it away. Diaz will be to control, and Osoft finally gets bumped enough that the ball goes in. Enough money for generations. You promised 100 subs. You're saying if I give you Rawas Nupo, that you would give enough money for generations? That means enough money for me and Feer Jr. and Baby Feerchi? Generations of money? Or do you think that 100 subs should last generations? Is it going to be more than the 100, or Osoft makes it 2-1? Is 1,000 gifted enough for generations? It would be enough for Feer Jr. I'm calling your bluff, man. I don't think you're going to donate enough money for my great grandkids to be set for life if I get you Rawas Nupo. If so, might I recommend you just like telling Rawas and Nupo you'll give them that money, and they'll probably do it for you. My loss. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Type 1 if you believe that my great-grandchildren would have been set for life if I got the show match. Osoft, can he get the shot? He's trying to get, yes, he will. Got enough power off it, got pushed to the back wall, and has to just pre-flip out to it. TS's recovery isn't terrible, but still not good enough for a well-timed touch. Whereas Moxie gone? Did Moxie stop streaming? Has Moxie subathon ever ended? It went on and then it like stopped, but then he brought it back. But did it ever actually end? I need to coach him on how to end subathons, where you don't just stop streaming even though the whole thing was they pay you to keep streaming. I found out great ways you can get away with it. Diaz gonna make it 4-3. You just have to under-promise. Promise much less. Whoa. My internet connection to the game, maybe not the best. Diaz. Air dribble 50. Picks up the 100. Should have a shot. Actually didn't play it as well as he could have, but put it behind Osoft, and that'll work. Was there any reward for us for not streaming every day in June? No, there was no Junches and Junrio like there was in May. What up, Release Rope? Great to see you, bud. When does mainstream start tomorrow? I'm streaming it and I couldn't even tell you. But you know where I'm going to check? Wikipedia. Osoft. Chipping this up. Wave dash. Ooh, look at this from Osoft. Wave dash to fake like he's going left. Diaz commits to that to stop it, and then Ossoff jumps up, air rolls, goes right. Diaz, look at the 1-2. Ooh, good save from Ossoff. Still going to be a Diaz goal. Diaz, boost advantage. Just feathering slightly, hanging out just on the other side of the ball. Down to let time tick off, I feel like. With 45 seconds and a 2-goal lead. He doesn't mind if Ossoff plays it slow. Now Diaz has control. Ball came on this tire dribble. Now trying to head back to his back corner. Has to be careful. And will play it safe. Shadowing. Getting the reset to push Ossoff back into his own half. This needs to be a goal from Ossoff right in this moment. Reset. Second one, why not? 50? No. Diaz saves it. And ends the game. Diaz, 2-1 lead in the series. The whole series, by the way, being played on EU servers. I know everyone's going to be asking. Diaz on 90 ping to Ossoff's 20. What tourney is FK, Atomic, and Daniel playing in? That's the Esports Nations Cup. Have we ever... Oh no, I readied up! We're not ready. Are we in the right? Dude, we're in Utopia Coliseum. I was already in the wrong one. That was game 3. That should have been played in DFH. Now we're actually in the right one. But whatever. We'll go Champions Field if it goes game 5. We want a Forky Bora match. Could be interesting. Both players are very interesting styles. Diaz pushing Ossoff back into his corner. Has 100. Diaz, will he go the length of the field? He's been known to do so. 50 does get corralled into the corner by Ossoff, which will switch possession. Ossoff, nice flick here. Up above the ball. Able to get that diagonal flick. Send it past Diaz for his first and equalizing goal. Big kickoff from Ossoff. Works wonders. Pre-flip resets. Oh, no follow-up. Wanted to throw it forward with the tail end of his car, I imagine. Didn't make contact. Is Ossoff 16 as well? Uh-oh. He's a clear favorite for potential next gen. I'm thinking about doing next gen, but have it be 18 under, which is, I know, like older than it used to be. But it's still interesting to see all the best players who are under 18. Problem is, if Ossoff is 16, then he's kind of going to farm. I don't know if he's going to farm, but he's going to be the favorite. That's current gen. I don't think there's enough players to make a next gen the way we used to, which was sub 15. I think right now it'd be Warden versus himself. I don't know if anybody else qualifies. Next gen is under 16. I mean, it used to be under 15, right? No. It might have been under 16. Oh, I think it was under 15. Right? What was the? It went from 15 down to 13. I thought. Does this mean Rocket League is dead? I think it means that you can't. You know, we're just deeper in on the learning curve of mechanics. And so now the pros who are good have been playing since they were 12 and 13. And now starting at that age is no longer the extreme advantage it maybe was before when you were playing against the guys who were like 20 when the game came out. So I think it's harder to grind up. It could be paired with, you know, less excitement around the game, but like free-to-play players aren't even necessarily getting good just yet, right? So that wave of people should still maybe be on their way up. So it feels like our options are, as Osoft makes it 4-2, either raise the next gen age or just don't run it, which works. That's basically what we've done for the past few years. I did 3 next gen tournaments in back-to-back years, I believe, and then haven't run one since. Or did I run 4? I might have run 4 because I think Iraqi Ahmad actually won one, and I think he won next gen 4. Next gen 1 was Chronic, who won. 2, Daniel. 3, Rawas. That was Rawas Moxie. And then 4, I believe, was Ahmad versus Dark. And I never ran a 5th. And Ahmad being the Iraqi Ahmad. Diaz does not connect in the demo. Yeah, it makes you wonder what Iraqi Ahmad could maybe do if he was, you know, allowed to play in the RLCS, considering his fellow names. Chronic, Daniel, Rawas. That is a good RLCS team. Consistent LAN RLCS team. Diaz counter going to make it equal after some strong defense. Which means Ahmad, you know, Iraqi Ahmad, if he could play, we could expect some good things from him, I feel like. But it's too late now when you're taken out of the system for so long. I'm not sure if you can easily jump in. Mech is current next gen. Mech and Life, I think, are both current next gen. There's some NA guys. But if Osoft is 16 and we do an under 18 event, I mean, Osoft is still the favorite big time in a ones tournament. You're 17? Oh, dude, Life is barely next gen, dude. if we change the rules of next gen. Nice. Fake. Mech is younger though, right? Mech is like 15, maybe even 14. Mech is 15. That's what's crazy, guys. Think about how young Mech feels like. In the old next-gen rules, he'd already be aged out. That's like how many insane youngsters there were. It's absurd how many there were back in the day. Life versus death, show match when? You're right, we should do that. I don't think Life has a good East Coast connection, which he would need, because it's got to be played on EU, but Diaz trying to end this series here in Utopia Coliseum. We've strayed away from the gameplay a little bit. I know that's much to the dismay of the YouTube commenters here and there. It's a little bit of the nature of the third match of the stream. For you, it's the first match of the day being uploaded. So you might be a bit more locked in. Diaz, though, gonna make it 6-6. Osoft has a chance to do one for the memers. Are you an RLCS broadcaster? I was on the mainstream for the ones events and a couple other times. Osoft faking the kickoff. Double resets. Gets it over the top of Diaz, but not past him. Diaz catches a demo here. So can he get boost and get a strong attack in the last 10 seconds? Osoft closes the distance right away. In fact, Diaz never even gets control. He has to worry about a potential shot now instead. 29 boost to work with. He probably just wants it to hit the ground. Yep, they're both going to let it hit. 6-6. Diaz does not get control. Osoft trying to force game 5 on EU servers, and I think he has maybe done it. Wait a second. Not yet. That ball too high. Osoft creeping away. Pops this one up. Diaz going to go to the air. Oh, no. He actually fakes it out by just booming the shot. Osoft still gets connection. He's going to get demoed. Potentially no. Osoft manages to survive. 50. Osoft cannot follow up. Diaz gets his own 100. Osoft backs off. Normally this is a death sentence if you're playing against Diaz and you let him get to this spot. Is it a death sentence for Osoft? No, he challenges and takes it away. Not only is it not a death sentence, it should be us going to game 5 as Osoft makes it 6-7 and equalizes here. We're done with Utopia Coliseum. Let's head on over to Champions Field. Utopia again for game 5? No, I mistakenly went to Utopia for game 3. Bunch of grown-ass men saying 6-7. Make me one of them. When are we going to see Nupa play again? When I talked to Nupa last time, he said he wanted to wait till after Esports World Cup. I don't know if he still feels that way. We might get him in some local games. KV1 is going to Esports World Cup. Diaz, Osoft, Nas, everybody should... Oh, not Osoft. Well, Osoft will be in EU. He might be there. But he could play against these guys. My point is that the guys who are playing in Worlds will be there and are all down to grind. They probably won't play each other. But we can maybe get them in matches against guys like Osoft, who, even though are not in the RLCS 1s, are still down to play. Are you going to be in Riyadh? No. No, not unless they have forgotten to tell me they want me to commentate it. I feel like they're telling me a bit late. If that's true. Yeah, you're right. Esports World Cup is in Paris. Is ENC also in Paris? Game number 5. Diaz versus Osoft. Champions Field. Diaz on 100 ping. Osoft on 24 for all 5 games. This one was always going to be close. But Diaz going to try and be the one to come out on top. I caught my Diaz Seers in Paris and they going Feerilla. Mods, please. Please. If you do anything, do this for me. Diaz gonna make it 2-0. Bag him up. Bag him up, mods. Diaz undercuts. Just going to throw one on net to back Osoft off. Should be able to pick up midfield 100. Will still have to defend an air dribble. No reset there? What kind of scam was that? Osoft had to go to the ceiling. Might have taken a bit of a detour, but... Oh no, he still hasn't scored yet. Diaz will get around it. What a scam. Osoft is finally going to get his goal, though. Nice tap dash from Osoft. Not that it mattered, though. He had a clean open net at that point. Diaz not able to sneak it in. Bottom of corner. Ooh, nice play from Osoft. No, reset again. Just getting utterly scammed left and right, but didn't need it. Diaz getting baited into a backflip challenge, and it plays right into Osoft's hands, who hits the brakes a little bit and just chips the challenge right back towards net. Wait. Has Osoft always only had one T? Is this another tempo situation? Did I just magically add an extra T? I don't know. I'm double checking Wikipedia. Dude. There's only one T. Why did I put a second T in it? Surely he does a second T sometimes. Alright, I can't get distracted. He's up 2 now. Am I thinking of Swift? Swift and Lost, and I just figured Osoft was one of them. I think that might be true. Diaz. Oh, wow. I thought he was going to have that clean. I felt like Osoft had moved completely out of position, and yet Osoft actually makes the save. Not only the save, comfortably makes the save. Has a counter available as well. Diaz is running out of time to try and steal this series on EU. Diaz double denied with power. Able to grab every bit of boost, it feels like, on the field. So will he be able to punish Osoft now? Air dribble cringe. Why not? Two minutes and a 2-goal deficit for Diaz. Osoft. Chain to dash off the wall. Try and get back to the ball. Diaz, clean save, clean possession. Check in to see if Osoft's going to turn on him or let him jump. And Osoft did back off and let him jump. That 50 not quite in, though. Interesting. Why did Diaz not just instantly pre-flip to the corner? He made it look like he was going to make a play on the ball. It feels like stealing the boost is just a play, and it's so interesting. I want to go back and see what Diaz was hoping for. It just feels like steal the boost and then figure everything else out, but clearly he had different plans. Diaz resets. This is not going to go in. Osoft is awkward. Right now, Diaz has been banking on his setups to be good enough to get Osoft to either miss or allow him to score quickly. Right now, Osoft's defense has been solid. It has not allowed any cracks for Diaz to get through. And it's forced Diaz into this air dribble bump game that he's not necessarily normally wanting to do. But nothing else is getting through right now. Again, another air dribble bump. This time he saves it himself. Diaz thrown off completely out of his offensive game. And now Osoft trying to remind him what he's good at, the full field air dribble. Pogo shot, denied. Diaz, I mean, that's it. He doesn't have the boost, even if he pinched that straight to net. Osoft, what was that shot? We watched it from Diaz's angle. There's the GGs. Diaz did his best to try and win. What is that shot to finish it off? But the 100 ping maybe proved to be too much. Does Osoft have a pogo for us? Yeah, we'll get an even ping rematch. I bet we'll be able to when Diaz gets to EU. Ooh, clean. He's got time. Ball didn't go in, so we'll let him go again if he wants. Pogo shot this time. He gets it in. Jeez. Osoft with a dub over Diaz. I said he was slightly favored. He did win in a close one. Do I know ball? I just make sure to remind you guys only when I get it right. And make sure you guys all forget when I get it wrong. All right, chat. That's the last of the matches today. That is the matches that nobody cares about. It's not the last marbles match of the day, because we have one more tiebreak fish point play. We go in 3 minutes. Ba-na-na-na. I've seen a healthy amount of first-time chatters who are subbed, and every time I see it, I just assume that Vacanus gave him a sub. Two's ranked today, please? Probably not. I mean, a 2.5 hour stream, we're already overworking, right? Isn't that what the overworking emote says? Surely it says 2 hours. Who is your favorite for 3v3 World Champs? Dude, it's been so long. Who knows? That's what it really feels like. It's probably Carmen Court, but it's like, it's been so long. Could be anybody. Could be you. I'm hungry, but I don't want any of the food I have. I also don't want to go anywhere. I'm too far away from civilization for DoorDash. You want to have some of the chili we're going to have tonight? Who won, Diaz or Osoft? See my extremely helpful scoreboard overlay. Take us a 1 minute. 1 minute. Let's be honest. You guys were all devastated that we didn't get the Mario segment today. Don't worry. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Maybe LCQ. Maybe one day before or after an LCQ. Don't worry. Don't worry. Splushy, you're my favorite chatter. Don't tell anybody else. Who won between Osoft and Diaz? I guess I just have to sit here on this screen. Somebody pointed out to me they like to watch my VODs, and ever since I added this, sometimes the match will be spoiled on the VOD thumbnail. And I'll have you know that I do feel bad for that person. but I don't really know how to fix it. You're good. You're good. All right, chat, we ball. When will you do more WoW streams? I low-key like that stream. Guys, my most frequent chatter, he attends every stream, wants more WoW. I think that means you play WoW. He's gonna get the VOD spoiled while you're talking about him. Gamble P. T. Sebakita Killer. Gamble P is neck and neck with the record marble. Someday I'll win marbles. Who thinks they played more than 121 marbles games and still hasn't won? Because if you've played about 121 marbles games, you should have won by now. I think the odds are in your favor. Not guaranteed, but... I've won? Well, there you go. Best you've done is third? Well, I'll tell you who's about to win today. It's going to be one of these four. New Mexiben? Ludwix? Alfacha? Not even podium? Stockdale, you've never podium? Your best was coming in 14th and the other time 39th. Got clapped early? Yeah, T-Suba, you were looking good. You know who's looking good is Feer. In fact, it's me and a bunch of non-subs up here. Where are the subs at? I need them so I can get a new mom instead of owing another sub. But it looks like we're for sure giving out a new sub. Ludovix, YK Logical, New Mexiben. Gotta be Ludovix, right? Unless he chokes, which he should not be choking. Ludovix! My hero. Following since 2024. And... Oops. 500 messages. Previously subbed for 6 months. Oh, wait. I just accidentally gave an extra sub to Ludovix. How did YK Logical steal that? That was your first race? I guess this is the first time ever that first and second get a sub. First ever game? Chat, it's true. I'm looking through his logs, and that was his first ever exclamation point play. Hope you guys realized that was his first try. Ludovix honestly deserved a sub, man. 500 messages, following since forever. Nobody died and Delirious got last? Oh, Delirious, bro. That is just next level choking, my man. True actual last. Well, chat, had a good time. Hopefully you guys did as well. Even though we didn't get to play Mario. And I know you guys wanted it so bad, and I'm sorry for that. But instead, 3 show matches. Again, I'm not live tomorrow from Mina LCQ because I'll be on the main stream. So, per usual, twitch.tv/fearchat will just continue on the twitch.tv/Rocket League chat, except half of you guys are banned because you guys can't chill out. But for those of us who aren't banned, I'll see you there. And then I'll be back for the rest of them. The rest of them will be streaming because I'm only doing one of the days. Later, gamers. No show match. Clearly the stream is ending, right? No other show matches. Feels like the stream is obviously ending. 3 show matches today, though. A lot of show matches. That's a lot. Later, gamers.